So I'm starting to think that KFC is a much better marketing team than I initially gave them credit for. No, 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 no. There is no way this can be real, right? Why would KFC make a gaming console? Isn't one lifetime short bad enough? Oh my god, they're actually doing it. They're actually doing it. Oh, 2020, the gift that just keeps on giving.
Gaming consoles are made to evolve. Welcome to the next level in gaming innovation, the KFConsole.
So this is the KFConsole, and it has some of the most absurd, mind-blowing, and unreachable specs I have possibly ever seen. Promising the latest titles in 4K 240, an Intel NUC 9 Extreme unit, an RTX graphics card, 2 terabytes of storage, and VR and ray tracing support. And oh yeah, did I mention that it has a built-in chicken warmer? Yes, a built-in chicken warmer. Something ridiculous has to be added to stand out from the crowd. An RTX graphics card, an Intel NUC 9, 2 terabytes of storage, and probably 32 gigs of RAM ain't enough. So why not add this to it? Wait, how is it possible that this thing can actually have a warmer? It's using a variation of the NC100 master case, which looks like this. The profile's already going to be small enough. How can you fit that in? Especially when you factor in power consumption. That doesn't exactly seem likely, but you know what? This thing is so ridiculous, I'm going to give them credit for it here. Wait, it actually uses the heat of the system to warm food. Huh. Strange, I haven't heard poor thermals being advertised as a feature outside of Apple.
It just, boom, pops to life and works.
I kid, Apple. They finally made products worth buying again. Okay, so here's the part that confuses me about this. Is this a console or a PC? They really don't seem to offer a clear message on this. It's named the KFConsole, but it has specs and hardware that seem very similar to a PC, if not identical to a PC. I mean, if you yourself do not know what this is exactly, you're gonna have a really, really hard time having the public take this seriously. PC gamers are gonna take one look at this thing and think, well, I can build something for much less than what this will probably end up costing, and console gamers are only going to be interested because it's going to be easier to find than a PS5 or Xbox Series X. That's all this has going for it, is that it's different and it's a meme. I can't wrap my head around this. There is no way that this thing is actually going to make it onto the market, right? An RTX supported graphics card that can do 4K 240, you really expect me to buy into that? Do those kind of graphics cards even exist on the consumer market? Or is that just something that manufacturers kind of tout in hopes that people will buy into it? I don't know, this is what I get for using Macs for the last, 10 years? Okay, just for fun, let's take a look at PC Part Builder and see what this actually would run if I were going to build it myself. Okay, let's see, a NUC 9 Extreme unit. We'll say 32 gigs of RAM, 2 Seagate CUDA 15 M2 SSDs, an NC100 master case, no power supply because it'll come within the unit, and the graphics card. And therein lies the biggest issue I have. Like I said, there is no way that any kind of graphics card on the consumer market is going to be able to hit those kind of specs, especially 4K 240. So for the sake of argument, let's throw in, I don't know, an RTX 3080. That's probably going to be the best graphics card you can get for under $1,000, especially since they want to market this thing for under $2,000 all in, so we'll go with a 3080. Okay, all the parts have been picked. We'll knock off 15% of the total because manufacturers will buy this in bulk. Carry the 5. And our total comes to $2,445 before tax. $2,500 for a PC that has unreachable specs, a NUC 9, and a chicken warmer. What? And that's just the manufacturing cost. To actually buy this thing, I'm betting it's going to be north of $3,000 minimum. There is no way this thing is going to be out the door for anything less than that. There really is no way this is going to hit the consumer market, is there? You can't expect people to drop $3,000 on this when they can build something for less themselves. Actually, you know what? Let's see what this would cost if I were going to actually build something like this myself. Okay, so building something myself with an i9-9900 MSI motherboard, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage, RTX 3080, a Corsair tower case, and 750 watt power supply. The total comes to 2252. Really? There's no, yeah, that's right. All right, maybe this thing isn't as ridiculously expensive as I thought. But keep in mind, that is if I built it myself. Again, there is no way this is going out the door for less than $3,000. Which leads me to some really interesting questions with this product. Number one, why would you go with a NUC 9 Extreme element? It is unnecessarily expensive for what it is, and you can find, for example, an i9-9900 for $329 out the door right now at the time of filming this. Why would you use something that costs north of $1,300 if you're buying it from Intel? I mean, if you're building a gaming rig with an RTX 3080 and a NUC 9, power consumption really is kind of beside the point, at least in my mind. 2, you know it. I know it. Hell, I bet you the Verge's PC build guy knows it. You are not going to get those kind of numbers out of any GPU on the market, let alone one as good as an RTX 3080. They just aren't really there yet. The average I've been able to find for an RTX 3080 running at 240 frames a second can be done. The problem is it's in 1080p. If you're going to market this as a machine that can do 4K 240, you damn well better be able to meet those expectations, because you have set the bar up here when in reality, you should have set it about here. So my guess is they're going to have to find someone who will make a proprietary GPU for them that can work with a NUC 9 and generate a tremendously low amount of heat. Which brings me to number 3. This is not the right type of case you should be using. Trying to cram a NUC 9 Extreme and a GPU of that size is just not going to fit, and it's going to have massive thermal problems. Oh my god, that's how the chicken heater works. You have to use that excess heat somewhere. Why not just put it to good use with warming food? Okay, as good as their marketing team may be, and they're not being paid enough to think of this crap, they frankly need to stick to their lane in making food and not electronics, let alone gaming rigs that can promise this kind of performance. And is there a power supply that can actually fit in this case that's going to be able to have enough power to run that kind of graphics card and a NUC 9 Extreme? I mean, seriously, look at the size of this case. There is no way you're going to be able to fit all of this in there and have it run right. You really are going to have poor thermal performance, overheating problems, and just a very cramped, non-workable experience. I mean, think about it. If this is going to be a high-end gaming rig, people are going to want to throw in maybe an extra USB 3.0 card, an HD 60 Pro, or 4K 60. You're not going to have enough space. There's no way you can reasonably work with something this small for the market you're going after here. I just don't see this being practical in any meaningful way. I don't even see how this can work effectively with all of these problems. I just don't see it. And looking at all of this, I think I finally figured out the point. Much like A Recipe for Seduction, this is just a meme. There's no practicality. This rig is way too expensive for what they're promising. Completely unrealistic performance goals. This is just a marketing exercise. And it got people talking. Go to KFC and KFC Gaming's Twitter, and this just set the internet ablaze. People are confused, excited, skeptical, even more so than me, about what this thing can actually do. And like I said, there is no way that this thing is making it to the market. Odds are this is solely going to exist for KFC gaming partners to get their hands on and just talk about online. It is brilliant marketing and nothing more. This solely exists to get people talking, and it's seemed to work. KFC really has been hitting it out of the park in their marketing department. They've gotten people talking about their brand, probably gotten more people in their stores buying their product. It's brilliant. I really did not expect a fast food company to go this deep outside of just putting other companies on blast on Twitter. It's worked. It's got people talking. I mean, hell, I'm talking about this right now. I've seen 20 articles about this. People are talking about this, and it served the point. It reached their goal, and that is all KFC wanted. Nothing more, nothing less. It has met and exceeded their goals better than anyone could have imagined, at least as far as I'm aware. So let me know what you guys think. Is this actually going to hit the market anytime soon, if at all? Or is this just another really good marketing exercise to get people interested in KFC, especially KFC gaming? Let me know. I will see you guys next week. Until then, stay safe, take it easy.